Hey everybody, it's Mike. Mike's Monkey Fab. It's Mike. Mike and Monkey Fab Garage. So, give you guys an update. I always keep meaning to do this. I got great videos on my video camera, but then I never edit them, and then they never end up on the YouTube. And you guys deserve. I'm getting ready to start a new project. I want to show you the turbo project we're working on, but I just thought I'd give you a quick update. Volvo's running pretty good. I've been working on a torque arm assembly for this guy, and just working out the kinks on the pinion angle, getting that all set up right. But she's running great. It's on I have it running E right now, just kind of dialing timing into the engine and seeing how she does. Yeah, but real fun so far. Working on a vibration, so I'm just kind of doing a turn. I got, spherical bearings at the back of the axle that make it go like this, right? Or not go like that. And I'm just kind of turning it a little bit at a time, right, Benny? And then as for the fleet's doing good. We got a Fairmont. It's a sin that I'm going to touch this, but I'll talk about this in a second. And then we got the Phoenix. Phoenix is just ready to run, baby. Baby, I was born to run. Sorry. Sometimes I'm known to break into song. Great car. We drove this to Virginia and back not too long ago, and that was a lot of fun. I've tried to fix the air conditioner like 6 times, and I can get it to work for a couple days. So I still can't. What I need to do is put the dye in there and do all that with the fancy glasses and UV stuff, but nope, she is a champ. Otherwise, I'm just gonna wait till winter. She might just be my winter car, right? Because the AC works on the Fairmont and the AC works in the wagon. The Fairmont is brilliant. Phoenix, yeah, it hasn't been on the road for probably a couple months, so we probably need to get it out and drive it around, even though we have no air conditioning. I need to work on stuff because I'm bored out of my mind, guys. I am literally going out of my mind, and I'm bored. So I originally wanted to do something special with this. I love this car. It's not like my biggest heartthrob or desire or whatever. It's a great car. It's perfect. It's very, it looks the part, and I like this look. But it's not like if I had to choose between the wagon and this, I'm choosing the wagon. I'm choosing the wagon over everything because I love the wagon. It's just green. It's a wagon. What's not to love? The Phoenix is for sale. If you want a Phoenix, anybody, it's beautiful condition. The whole build's on YouTube. It's for sale. It's been on sale for a year now, maybe 2. So I'd love to sell this so I could put the money into something that I'd love to do, like build this for myself. But yeah, that's why I built this. I usually find if you build them how you like them, then usually they'll disappear. But I guess no one likes Pontiac Phoenixes, which is a shame because this really is a beautiful car. Like, say you came here to Texas from California, and you just, everyone knows you're from California. You get this and a nice cowboy hat. Now you're in, right? We'll take you in. It's okay. You're part of the team now, right? So I don't know if you're one of the rich Californians moved to the Houston area or Texas in general, and you need to fit in. We could even probably put some Longhorns on the hood or something. You guys, you let me know. It makes like 800 horsepower. She's a runner. She gets down. It's terrifying. And so the Fairmont we're going to build, I'm just going to build it to sell it, basically, is what I'm going to come up with, because I need the money to keep myself busy because I'm bored. But I got all the stuff for that. So let's just go ahead and show you. So everything's running good. No AC, drivetrain, vibration. Someone should put me in a insane asylum for not just leaving it alone. Man, let's head to the shop. I hate flaunting all this wealth in front of you guys, Ooh, look at the hydrangeas. Ooh. It's been hot. It is so hot, guys. We are in Houston, Texas, and it is painfully hot. The Weiss Garden. I've adopted a donkey. I found a donkey that lives down there. I always wanted a donkey, so I just I just decided I'll just adopt this donkey, which is pretty good. You coming? Come on. And we've been riding these electric bikes to go visit Donkey. Look at all this. So what is this? What is that? What does that say, Mike? It says QA1. It says QA1. It says QA1. There's lots of QA1 boxes around, yeah, right? There's a big blower. So yeah, we got all this stuff pretty much, I think, that we need for the Fairmont in here. I got this like suspension sport handling package, road race level 4200 from QA. I really like the Team Z stuff. The package here just made it really convenient. Whatever, I think, you know, they're both made in America, so like that's what I was doing. I was looking back and forth, and I'm like, I don't know, and yeah. So this just kind of was one package, made it a little bit easier. Different roll bar stuff I didn't really want to weld in, and I might not. I didn't really dive in. We're gonna figure it out as we go, as always, boys and girls. We got the radiator for it. Like I said, we got a blower. I'm not really sure about the blower, so I don't know to blow or not to blow. I think if I have the blower on, it'd be worth more, but then I don't know if anybody has the money to pay right now, because people are just broke these days, right? So maybe it'll just go in as a, and that's why I bought this Corvette C5, C6 accessory bracket, because I might just throw it in there naturally aspirated. That's like probably a 500 horsepower joint right there. It's got ported square port heads, pretty decent cam. It made so much power that in the wagon, it just completely folded the rear end up. Yeah, so that brings us to this view. This is why I'm making the whole video, is like I said, I keep putting stuff on camera. I got this fancy camera up here. They cost me a bunch of money. And I have these little discs, and they're all full of content about fixing the Volvo and doing stuff. But yeah, sitting down and editing this stuff is just not necessarily, I'm just not very good at getting around to it. So I thought, let's at least get this up, because I think people would be not just interested in what I'm doing, but just interested in the car. It's really kind of a cool car. I have a whole build on this, so if you go on my YouTube playlist, I think it's like called Pete's Mustang or Pete's T-Top, something like that. If you go to playlists, and the whole thing's there from we just get it with an engine in it, and we we welded up this whole turbo kit here. We fabbed that up, and yeah, put everything in here to kind of make this work. So it's back now. While this was going on, boy, my life was going crazy, and everything was just really turbulent. I had just very limited time to make this happen, and it ended up taking like a year longer than I told them, which I feel horrible about. But it was just, like I said, it's busy, and you know, great. It helped pay the bills and get everybody taken care of. So unfortunately, you know, the car kind of got neglected. I did do the turbo kit on it. We welded in subframe connectors, and I think we have to do is we have to put in the fuel system. You guys see that down there, hopefully, and anti-roll bar. So there's the anti-roll bar that needs to get welded up in the front, and then we're gonna plumb and wire it. So I'm excited about that, because this will be my first plumb and wire job on a car, and luckily it's for my buddy. So you know, my buddies have low expectations because they know me. But what a great car this is. It's a T-Top. I think it's an 80. It's something ridiculous. I think it might be an 83. That sounds ridiculous, but maybe it's 87. I don't know. You guys probably know, right? But it is in wonderful shape. It's had a respray. It's not perfect by no means, but it's a great like driver car. So you can do what he's done to it and not really feel bad. Unlike the Fairmont, which, you know, you'd have to be criminally committed to chop it up and stuff an LS motor in there for no reason. Ooh, look at those. Those are my corrugated hoses, boys. Did I tell you guys about these? Let me show you these real quick. This is what we got at the shop, is this new corrugated. So this comes pre-crimped. We sell it by the inch. It's a little bit more expensive, but it does come with a 2-year warranty. It's got the swivel ends on it, just like you normally would with your fuel hoses, but they're the flex ratio on this guy is wild. We got this all the way up to, I think, number 10 right now. We have it all the way to 16, and we run it through high pressure testing here in town. We have a company that does that for us, and we didn't like, I don't care. I thought it was retarded because it failed at like 200 PSI, and it's not supposed to be rated for that. It's like 16 gauge. It was like, or maybe it was like 800 PSI. It was some ridiculously high number. And it's 16, number 16. It's not supposed to have that kind of high pressure. And yeah, of course it's going to fail. The bigger the hose goes, the lower the pressure it can hold. It's just a ratio kind of deal. So with that said, anyway, these are awesome. This number 16's bend in this little circle too. But those guys are going to go back to the drawing board and try to crimp it a few more times and see if they can get it. Because what usually happens is it'll rip where it's crimped at like a super high pressure. It'll finally rip off there or push the ends out. And we had a burst in the middle of the hose, which was kind of unusual. So he's going to go back, and we're going to give it a go again to make sure we're getting you guys. But you don't really have to worry about it. They do come with a 2-year warranty. And I don't want to sell you anything bad, obviously, because then I lose your business. But I have these on the Phoenix. I replaced all my hoses, and they were so nice. So what you can do is contact us if you're pulling your old stuff off. Say it's been on there for 3-4 years. You've been running E and stuff you're not supposed to be running E, etc. You can pull your stuff off, throw it in a box, put it in some bags so it doesn't leak all over the poor UPS guy. Send it to us, and we'll just remake it. Like, give us a call first so we can talk, through and give you some quotes and how much it is kind of pricey. But I think it's worth it. It's amazing. So yeah, we're going to plumb this whole thing with the Superflex hose, and we're going to rewire it. I'm looking at the Fuel Tech. This is my first Fuel Tech outing, so I'm excited because I'll get to learn that new deal. I noticed the computer's not in there, so I'll probably need that. I'll probably need the anti-roll bar that I'm going to need to weld in. These wires, they're okay. This harness isn't bad. I think it's very functional for what it is, but we'll probably just go through it and shorten, lengthen, run stuff as in unison and branch it out. Just make it so it kind of lands where everything's supposed to land. So you have basically 2 outs instead of, 18 outs. Otherwise, I'm very interested in that. I want to try those new 8 HP 8-speed transmissions new. They've been out for 20 years now. I like to try that, but the only people so far kind of in our realm of LS swap, go-tos is Fuel Tech. So it'll be interesting how they do that, how they tackle that. I think it's an interesting transmission. You get it. It has built-in dumps. It can do trans brake. It's pretty much pretty amazing. It's not expensive. It's not inexpensive as far as you have to buy the swap pieces, to get it. It ends up being like a built 4L80 once you get the pieces and parts, but you have to run it, right? Which is a whole nother thing. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see if those guys figure that out. I'm looking forward to learning about this Fuel Tech stuff. Everything else, I think I pretty much tried to get nailed down to where it needed to be. He went through it, he took it back, and he put all new suspension on it. So before it had 2-inch, the lowering guys, and it was just on the ground. I don't know how people run those. It seems like everybody I see with those 2-inch drop boys are having, it's low. So he went with the stock. It's real high right now because I have it on the lift, but it looks much better. And I'm trying to talk him into making it more of a drag and drive. He wants to do a no prep kind of thing, or street no prep. I don't know, but I'm just gonna keep building it as if it's gonna be a drag and drive, and then I'm gonna bully him into going with me. So I have a friend to hang out with, huh, Benny? All right, let's get this guy up in the air. It's so pretty. Look at that. So let me lift it up. Sorry. It just takes time for the lift to go up. He's got these nice new, we put 5 lugs on it. Last time he was here, it was 4 lugs. So I think we got a whole brand new rear end in there. We got 5 lugs and the brakes on, so that's good. I think there's Gotta do some brake stuff, maybe. All right, let me put it down on the locky locks. Doop. All right, and here's an under view. So much room for activities on this thing. I was really happy when I was building this. There's challenges. There's, you know, it's not perfect. Anytime you do something, you build it from scratch in your head. Your CAD modeling in your head. You know, there's things you go back and redo better. But overall, I was really happy at how functional we were able to get everything in here for his class. He's got mufflers that's past the back doors. Actually, it gets it out kind of down away from the tires and kind of centered. So if something happens, it kind of gets out there, although the wastegates are just wide open, spitting right at the wheels. So maybe I'll do something with those wastegates. I don't know. But anyway, I was really happy with the way it all went in there. Everything's really user-friendly. You can get to the spark plugs, no problem. And you could basically tear the whole kit off of it from the top without having to lift it. All you have to do is disconnect the V-bands on the bottom and the no, you don't have to disconnect the downpipes. So just the V-bands. Or you might have to just to pull it off enough to fiddle with it. Just depends. But basically, you could pull the whole, work on the whole, you could pull the heads off this guy with this turbo kit and not even have to lift it, which I thought was pretty cool. Yeah, and he's got a power glide. It's got a trans brake in it, but it's only 2 wires, so we'll figure that out. And he said he didn't like the way the brakes was ran, and I agreed. So he's gonna rerun the brakes, which I think is great. Wow, look at all that fancy boy welding guys. I'm just kidding. So, yeah. There'll be if you guys can see up in here, there'll be a bar that gets welded in here that has links. And it'll go back to here, and that'll be the anti-roll bar. That'll go in. Let's see, am I missing any? Just the 8.8 kind of standard here. I think this is all the Team Z stuff. We got the, like I said, the subframe connectors welded in, and yeah, that's what we're working with here. We got to figure out the fuel system. I think this is really neat. Yeah, so what he's got here, this thing, he said he got it for, well, he got it with the purchase of a vehicle. This guy is pretty lucky. He's a pretty lucky guy, I must say. So it's got these 2 pumps, and these are 250s, and it's going to be a little bit shy of what we actually need for him. We need 1,000 horsepower worth. I don't think we'll be pushing much over that, but 1,000 would be nice. I'm going to overshoot it because, you know, just restrictions and hoses and whatnot. So I think what I'm going to do, I have this 450 here, and if I can get it into this hanger and properly seated and sealed up with a check valve in the right one, because I know that's going to be needed, and make that work, what I'll do is I could run a 225 when he's just cruising, which would be great. It won't overheat, you know, just nice. And then we can bring that one on as a secondary, right? So when he hits like 0 atmosphere or point whatever PSI, kick the second one on, and now we got all the fuels. So that guy, it'd be enough for 1,000 horsepower easy on gasoline. It's sort of enough maybe in theory on E, but you know, close isn't what you want to do with E. So I'll deal with this. That's my one of my puzzles we got to figure out. I got to go get the bar from Pete so I can weld. That's the easy thing, so I can weld. I'm a gorilla that can weld, so that'll be the easy job for me to do. But then we'll need to get inside here and start going through all of the wiring. I got to get the computer. I got to get over to Fuel Tech and get myself spun up on that. I wonder if anybody has someone. I give my friends like shameless plugs because when they make a good product, it's a good product. And I get nothing out of it, but I recommend it to you. You go check it out. It works for you, and now you think I'm a hero. So it works out for everybody. So yeah, just yesterday I'm trying to figure out something on Holly, and I can't figure it out. And I have Joe's Tune with Trilogy program, subscription, whatever. And we're a sponsor, so if you go there, you get 10% off our already insanely cheap prices. But yeah, I was trying to add in. I have a buzzer because I noticed like the other day it overheated, and it overheats quick with the wagon because there's not a lot of nothing's in the tank, the reserve tank. It's either cooling or it's hot, right? In the summers here. And I noticed like it went, like I happened to have my eyes on it and I caught it, and it was just a fuse, no big deal, but it could have overheated our brand new junkyard motor. We wouldn't want that. So I realized like, hey, I need a buzzer, something to get my attention, and noise gets my attention. So I got with this annoying buzzer, which worked great. And then I said, well, let's just make it work for the oil pressure and the fuel pressure. So now I get an audible warning if I have any problem, and then I'll just know those are the things I need to check. But when the car wasn't running, of course, it made all this horrible noise. So I had to figure, which was easy enough, but I'm not an expert. I'm not a computer guy. I pull up the thing, go right to the class, ins and outs, how to set up ins and outs. And, within 2 minutes, I have the answers. The problem's fixed. No more buzzing noise in the car unless there's a problem. So go over to Tune with Trilogy. Check that out. Be sure to stop by Monkey Fab. I'm horrible at plugging my own stuff, but be sure to check us out over at Monkey Fab Garage and follow along on this cool twin turbo Mustang build. I'm really excited about this. Aren't you, Benny?